Hey everyone, welcome back, and another video to share with you my makes, my finished objects that I have. So excited to share them with you. So I'm just gonna go straight into it, and then I'll go into a bit of a chat, brief chat at the end. And so the first make I have for you, if you haven't already seen on Instagram, I showed my finished Bistitchual bag. Ta-da! So here it is. So if you can kind of gauge how big it is, and I have some, stuff in it, just so you can see how much it holds. The bottom of it. So what I use is the Crafter's Secret for the teal color, and then this is the Premier Cotton Batik. And obviously, as you can see, this part is the knitted and the rest is crocheted. And then for the drawstring, I use my Prim knitting mill, right, or I-cord maker that I got. And so yeah, and two, this works great. Saves so much time versus hand crocheting in I-cord. That's what I did. That's what I've done. I haven't knitted in I-cord, but I have crocheted in I-cord, and way faster with this, and so much better. Of course, the only thing with this is I can't do, or I haven't tried an acrylic full weight. So as you can see with this one, this is the Cotton Batik, the Premier, and this is labeled as a 4-weight, but it is thinner than, like, when I compared with Red Heart Super Saver acrylic, or any of the other Saver acrylics like Big Twist or whatever. It is just a little bit thinner than that. So I did have to kind of I had to restart this on the I-cord maker, like I think 4 or 5 times before I finally actually caught on and started working. So yeah, because the I-cord maker, it really works best with a 3-weight and under. But I have read in the reviews that if you add more weight to the weight at the bottom, you can actually knit with the 4-weight. I haven't tried it with, say, like a Big Twist acrylic 4-weight. I'm not sure if that would work, but I should give it a try and see if I can get it, by adding a little bit more weight. But I knew because the fact that this is a little bit thinner, this is like it's on a thinner side of a 4-weight. So I just knew, I just figured if I just keep trying, I could get it to work, and it did. So this is how it came out, and made it quite long. And what I wanted to do is, because I feel like just leaving it like that, like even if I was to cut off the ends here, it to me just doesn't look finished. So I think I want to get like a bead and put it at the end of these two. Where's the other end? Yeah, so this at the end, I'm going to put a bead on that, and then that'll be officially finished for me. So really happy with this bag. I really love the colors. It's awesome. And I want to definitely make another one or a few more in different colors. I just got to figure out what is the best colorway that I like, or design. Jennifer at Cinnamon Stitches had it 3-colored. She had, this was a different color than the bottom, but I kind of like it like this. Unless I can find a I guess like a coordinating color, but I have to kind of have to go through my stash and see if I have enough yarn to do another bag where I have the bottom and the top matching, unless I can find a different one that can kind of, you know, coordinate with the other two colors. But yeah, so there's that. Really cool. And this is the back with the handle. So that's the handle. Same thing with use this yarn for that, and this is really soft, of course, you know, because the Crafter's Secret is a little bit rougher, and this is way softer. So I think the bag would be a little bit different if I had used a soft yarn like this one, or the I Love This Cotton. This was kind of stiff, and so I think it usually seems like when a yarn is stiff like this one, the Crafter's Secret, or even the Lily Sugar and Cream, that kind, it's like it seems to be a hold shape better, you know, because like if you were trying to make a basket with this yarn would hold up better, or, you know, would stand up straighter than if you were to use this yarn to make a basket with, you know. But so yeah, I think it would be different if I was to use this one. But yeah, this is cool. So excited for this one. Just loving the colorway. But so yeah, that's my first one. The second one that I have is my pumpkin, my very first pumpkin. I tried making a pumpkin last year, right around October or September, October, I think, I can't remember, right around there. I was using the was it Lion Brand? I don't even know. I think it's by Lion Brand, homespun. Yeah, I think it was Lion Brand, homespun. And I finished the panel because that you know, it's the same kind of like this, where you've crocheted in a flat panel, and then you sew the seam, you know, so like you fold it in half and then you sew it, and then you have you know, what do you call it? I don't know what you call it, but basically the flat panel, and then you would seam it together up and down here, and then cinch the bottom, right? And so when I was cinching the bottom, or, you know, one side of it, the way homespun is made, like when I was pulling it, trying to pull it as tight as possible, and you kind of really did need to pull it really hard to really cinch it together, it broke the yarn. So I kind of didn't finish that, because I was trying to figure out, okay, well, how can I cinch it together, or what was the best way to do it if I was to get a different kind of yarn, and, you know, and I had actually, this was, and I don't remember, it was October, and we were flying into Nashville because my mother-in-law had just passed away. So I had it with me on the plane, and, you know, I didn't have any other yarn, and anyway, I never ended up, since I was there in Nashville, I didn't have any time to go, and, you know, wasn't even busy or even thinking about finishing that up. So I never ended up finishing up, and I don't even know where that panel is. I don't know if it, you know, I found the skein of it, and there was a piece attached to it that I had crocheted, and so I don't even know if I actually had cut that off in the skein, or if I was making something. I might have been making a new one, a new panel or something I wanted to try again or whatever. Anyway, I ripped that up. I frogged it. So but yeah, and then I'll show you in just a bit, but what I'm doing with that. So yeah, anyway, so this is that kind of pumpkin when you crochet a panel, you seam it, and then stitch the top and the bottom. And I used, just like if any of you guys are subscribers at Freehandly Made, Nisi, her channel, and so I kind of she inspired me with her pumpkins, and I used the same tutorials that she used, and I will link them as well. Crochet with Dominic for this one, because I can't remember the pattern I was using for the pumpkin I was making last year, so I just went with this one. Very similar, but, and then so Dominic and I can't, the crochet crowd for the stem, And then I can't remember the name of the person that did the tutorial for the leaf, for this leaf. And the spiral, I used the Crochet Crowd for this spiral. And so this was made with Crafter's Secret, some kind of beige color. This was, I found this one. This was one of the first yarns that I won last year. I won this one. This is I Love This Yarn. I can't remember the name of the colorway. And I won it from, oh, what was her name? Her name's Cindy, right? Oh gosh, I cannot remember now her name now. It is Cindy Moulter. And so yeah, so I remember this is my very first winning that I got since I started crocheting. And so yeah, I got this from her. This is a red heart saber that I bought last year, because that's all I can find here. That's all they sell here is red heart super saber. So I'm trying not to buy any red heart super saber because I do not like it. It's just so rough. I don't like working with it. So I will avoid red heart super saber at all costs if I can. Only if an absolute emergency will I go to the store here and buy red heart. So that's why I kind of, get all I can, clearance sales, and when I go to the States, bring back as much as I can, so that I have something to pull from when I want to make something. So yeah, so this is what I have. Look, it's not as big as Macy's. Mine ended up a little bit smaller, but that's okay. But I'm really happy with this one. I'm so excited, and I really, yeah, I like this because I don't really have, like, color-wise, as far as acrylic goes. I don't have a whole lot of acrylic. I have pink. I have this gray, and I have lavender. I don't have any like fall colors. I don't have any like blues, like rust colored. I don't think I have anything like that. So I actually kind of, if I really want to make pumpkins, I definitely need when I go back to the States, I need to stock up on some of those colors. The few cotton ones that I have is, I have like a mint, but I have some other plans for those I want to make. And plus, I don't have a whole bunch of one color. It's like I have a bunch of different colors, but not more than one skein of a lot of the colors. So that's a problem. Except for my Hobby Lobby haul that I showed a couple of videos back, when Pam of Be Creative Crafts shopped for me the clearance sale. So I have 2 or 3 different colors of the I Love This Cotton, I think. But I have some other plans for those, so I wanted to save it for something else, so that's why I didn't make any more pumpkins. But I wanted to show you my current whip and my new pumpkin that I started, and it is with this homespun. I actually like homespun. I had a hard time because the first thing I tried making with this last year was a pumpkin, and I did have difficulty finding my stitches, but then I really kind of studied this. I really kind of studied the yarn, or how it looked when I started making the first couple of rows, and then I was able to kind of figure out what to look for. It was made it kind of difficult because of this. If you can see in this, it has this black like thread. If you can see the black thread that goes and winds around this, that's kind of what makes it really difficult to see the stitches, like, because it almost makes it look like I have like 2 stitches in one. I can't describe it. Those of you that have tried working with this know what I mean. But let me see if I can show you. I don't know how to pull this, but if you can see. Let me see. You see how you see those are the V's, right? And so that's what you look for when you're looking for stitches. And if you can tell, I mean, I can't really describe it, but sometimes that black thread that goes along with it kind of messes with it. And so it almost like you can't really distinguish fully where each stitch is, where the V's is, to really, like when you're trying to count, stitches, it kind of throws you off. Can you see that? I don't know if you can understand what I'm trying to show you. But so anyway, I figured it out, and when I started working on this just a few days ago, like I had no issue. I guess I just really kind of got used to it. And too, sometimes like when I do need to count, what I'll do is instead of counting the top V's, I'll like grab another hook, and then from wherever I need to count. Oh shoot, I should have put a stitch marker in this loop, because now it pulled it apart. But anyway, what I try to do when I'm counting, if I need to count, I'll stick my, I don't have my hook with me. I'll stick my hook, you know, in each stitch, and I'll kind of move it from one stitch to the other, and that's how I count my stitches. Yeah, and so that's how I count, by sticking my hook into each stitch, so I know, and I'll go 1, and I'll stick it into the next one 2, so that I'll count, make sure I have the correct count that I'm supposed to have. So that's kind of how I work with this yarn. Kind of like chenille, I don't go by the look, I go by feel, and I use my crochet hook to do that, to make sure I'm getting it in the actual stitch that I'm supposed to. So anyway, this is the beginnings of a new pumpkin. This one is done in the round, and so it's a nice change from the other one, because the other one was a panel, and it's just full of single crochets, and that thing put me to sleep. You know, because after doing rows and rows of single crochet, I mean, that repetitive motion really puts me to sleep. So it's good to have something, and I need variety. So I cannot do the same thing twice in a row. But so this one is, like I said, crocheted in the round. This tutorial or the pattern that I'm following is I actually found it on Bee Hooked Crochet and Knitting channel, and she actually was doing the pattern. I guess she had a collaboration with Yarnspirations, and so she was doing a tutorial for Yarnspirations pattern of this pumpkin, and I can't remember the name of the pumpkin, but yeah, I've been wanting to do a pumpkin with this homespun colorway. I really like this one. This one I won from Cassie's Yarn Bowl. So everybody I mentioned, I will put their link in the description. Yeah, I won this from her. This was in a Sam sack that she was giving away, and this is the colorway I got. Really, really pretty, isn't it? And to me, it reminds me of it's like iridescent. You know what I mean? The way this is made, it's not actually iridescent, but because of the way they made this colorway, it looks like something that's, you know, iridescent, that, you know, like when you kind of move this in different directions in the sunlight, you know, it gives you that iridescent look. This is what it reminds me of, and I just think this is so pretty. And so I really like this homespun, especially this colorway. I've seen some of the other colorways, and I'm not as crazy about them as I am about this one. So this one is by far my favorite. And yeah, it looks kind of bluish, you know, looks bluish, and it is purple, it has purple, but the rest is, you know, it's more like a teal kind of in here. But yeah, so you know, at first glance it's more like a bluish color, but anyway, so yeah, So I'm excited to see how this is going to turn out. I am making the large pumpkin, and I don't know, I can't remember how many rows total it'll have, and I don't know if it'll come out as big as the other one that I made, but and I thought this was really cool because this looks like a star. Isn't that pretty? So yeah, can't wait to get this one finished. So yeah, that's all I have for my FOs and whips. And just really briefly, I just wanted to share about this Prim knitting mill that I got. I didn't want to get the other kind I've seen on Amazon. They basically look like knockoffs of the brand that was made by Karen, and I can't remember the name. Essentially something, I can't remember, or Embellished Knit, I think that was what it was called. And I think they discontinued it because I could not find that anywhere. That's what I was looking for at first. And all the ones on Amazon, they look exactly like it, but I could tell, you know, I know that they're just complete knockoffs, and I just did not want to risk getting one of those and them being cheaply made. So I went with the Prim. I think this was $30, almost $40, or was it up right around 30? I can't remember now. But anyway, so I got the Prim brand, and it really is meant for 3 weight and under. And because if you can see, the needles are really small. They're really small, and I can see why they are not fit for 4 weight and under, because you know, the 4 weight and up is just too thick. It would not fit underneath that. It won't fit underneath that hook. Okay, so that's why it's kind of 3 weight and under, really. So definitely it can, I think, you know, because I got to work with a lighter 4 weight, like I said before. But yeah, you know, and it works really well, so fast. You know, it whipped up my cord for this, I think within like 5 minutes, the length that I needed it, you know. And this is the weight. I took the weight off, and then I tied something else onto it. I think I used my scissors, and I tied that onto the scissors, and I tied the string onto this to add extra weight for the yarn that I was using, so that it would give it enough tension to pull on it as I'm, you know, winding it, and it worked out great. So yeah, this is a very, very handy tool if you are going to make a lot of I-cord. And the main purpose I got for this is so that I can make what they call knitted words. I showed that a couple of videos back. I didn't make the actual word, but I did show my crocheted I-cord that I made. I just need to go to the store and get the wire I need to put in the cord, and then shape it into the word that I want. So so now that I have this, of course, and then I gotta figure out, I gotta get more 3 weight yarn, so I can use this and make more. I gotta, you know, figure out what other words I want to make, or make designs out of that, and that's something else that I'm you know, interested in making. So yeah, that's the main purpose I got this knitting mill for. So what's been going on with me the last 2 weeks? Of course, I had my birthday a couple weeks ago, and my husband got me some fried ice cream. Yum. They're really good. There's this place called Seafront Sushi. It's a sushi place, and they have fried tempura ice cream. It is so good. I don't know if you guys, if you have ever had fried ice cream, maybe look for a Japanese, restaurant by you and see if they might have fried tempura ice cream. It is so good. I've had regular fried ice cream as well. That is also really good. But the tempura fried ice cream, really good, because it's the same, like, what do you call it, batter, as that they use for making tempura shrimp or whatever, or tempura vegetables and things like that. So for those of you that know what tempura shrimp is, it's basically like they use, or at least what I think that they use, panko breadcrumbs in a kind of a bat in the whatever, however they make that batter, because it's very different from any other kind of batter that you would use for onion rings or fish or chicken nuggets or anything like that. It's a very different kind of a batter. I don't even know if it's really a batter, but there are places here that do make tempura shrimp and tempura veggies, but the other places that we've tried, I do not like their tempura at all. I really like it when they use panko breadcrumbs in whatever coating, however they do it, whether it's a batter or not, or just plain coating, and they deep fry it. But anyway, so it's that same flavor, and then they put a chocolate sauce. They drizzle chocolate sauce over it. So good, so good. So yeah, we normally do a cake, but that's what he got for me this time, and it was good. I did a funny story though. This one, I always wanted a birthday party. My parents weren't one to do that, but my dad, I was a daddy's girl and that kind of thing. Before my parents split and my dad moved out, and my birthday, because September 4th, right? In the north, I don't know how it is now, but growing up, school didn't start till after Labor Day. Always. It never started before Labor Day. So my birthday was always before school started. And seeing other kids always giving out invitations for their birthday parties, and I would attend them and all that and stuff, but I never had the chance to have a birthday party, and my parents weren't one to, like I said, to throw them. They didn't throw them for my sister either. So, and one year, I don't remember how old I was, probably oh gosh, I don't know, maybe 7, I'm thinking, because I'm trying to think before my stepfather moved in. So I think maybe 7. I think I was 7, possibly 8. Anyway, I think I convinced my dad, to do a birthday party, for me to have a birthday party. And my sister, no help. Anyway, which I guess maybe she was trying to warn me, but she was kind of like, she had an attitude about it anyway. Like, basically, like, you're just dumb for doing this, which I guess really in hindsight it was. It just wasn't a smart idea. I basically, because of the fact that school didn't start till after my birthday, I planned the birthday, I had invitations, and I handed them out, like, I think the last day of school from the previous school year, right? So that was in June. I handed out all the birthday invitations in June. And so, of course, September rolls around, nobody shows up. Well, of course, you wouldn't expect anybody to remember that. So, just imagine poor little me, having all the balloons on the, on the walls and things like that, and nobody showed up. But yeah, I don't remember taking it too hard. I was disappointed, I was bummed, of course, but I was like, okay, I realized that was not a wise idea to, have the birthday invitations, what is that, like 3 months in advance, right? Or 2 months in advance. Anyway, never tried that afterwards. Anyway, if you are into natural or herbal remedies and things like that, or whole food type nutritional supplements and just herbal tinctures and things like that for everyday boo-boos or whatever else, because I much prefer going first to herbal products for cuts and scratches or other things where I know, like plants, like say for instance calendula flowers are really good for the skin, echinacea is really good for your immunity, elderberry is good for your immunity, you know, so things like that. And just thought I'd share if you guys don't mind. If you happen to be interested in that, check out Earthley. I will put a link. I am an affiliate for that, and I highly recommend them. They have some great stuff there, and just go check them out. You know, there's a I have not used it and I want to get it. What you can call it? It's called oh, I can't remember the exact name of it, but it's a muscle rub for sore muscles and things like that. And I do have a few things. I have like a salve. They call it an all-purpose salve for cuts and scrapes, and a few other things. I can't remember what I have, but I want to slowly build up my stock of those kind of things. And to elderberries too. I need to get back into making elderberry syrup for immunity, to build up your immunity. Excuse me. So anyway, just wanted to really quickly plug that in. If you are interested, go check them out. Check out my link. And yeah. Oh, and as also, I wanted to share this awesome channel with you. I don't know if you guys have ever seen. I think I do not watch America's Got Talent because, like I've said before, we don't have TV. And so I'll just watch some clips on YouTube, you know, for the different performances and acts anyway. But this one group, I actually had seen them before. They were on America's Got Talent, and it is called Maytree, M-A-Y-T-R-E-E. It's an awesome Korean a cappella group, and they are amazing. I will put a link to one of my favorite videos of them. They are just awesome. They are just awesome. Or maybe I'll put a few links of their videos, but they are so just amazing. The you know, amazing how they use their mouth and their voice to sound and be able to, you know, to sound like other things and imitate other sounds that you wouldn't even think would come out of a human voice. So they were on America's Got Talent. They did not make it to the live performances, or I guess what do you call it, the semifinals. They didn't make the cut, unfortunately. But they were already pretty well known, at least in my opinion, because they had already had, I think, well over 1 million subscribers on their YouTube channel before even getting on America's Got Talent, I think. So anyway, so I'm sure too that by them being on America's Got Talent, that got them a bit more exposure anyway. So, but go check them out if you haven't already. I will end it today with a joke, and so my joke for today is: what do dentists call X-rays? What do they call their X-rays? Toothpicks. So I gotta leave with a funny, you know, just a, if it at all got a chuckle out of you, it did the job. You know, I always want to leave you with something funny that, you know, may not be a total laugh out loud, but just a little chuckle to kind of brighten your day for the moment. Alrighty, so hope that did, and I do hope you enjoyed my makes and what I had to show, and I hope you don't mind my long chat. And if you watched all the way to the end, I thank you so much. I appreciate you guys so much. The yarning community is so awesome. And that's it then, and I will see you guys next time. Alrighty, bye guys.